Hey everybody, this is Eddy Dacius with a new episode. We have a wonderful guest, special guest today. Her name is Jaimy Jean-Noel, and she will talk about herself. Before we even talk, we would like to Divine Purpose Podcast. They sponsor this episode, and Dacius Facility Management also. Um, you can call them 617-237-0106 or go online at www.daciusfm.com. Hey, Jamie, how are you today?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm excited to have you today, and we're definitely gonna go into who you are and your passion and talking about your upbringing. And you are our guest. You take us where you want us to go in terms of the journey, and we're definitely gonna have a great time.
Welcome to the Divine Purpose Podcast, where we transport you along one of the more dynamic journeys of life. Have you ever been curious to know what it takes to become a successful leader? Or about knowing the secrets of life through the Bible? How about engaging in conversation where no topics are off limits? We will take you to new levels with guests who can help you grasp the importance of your calling. Now, here's your host, Eddy Dacius, founder of Dacius Facilities Management.
All right, we back with Divine Purpose Podcast. Like we said, we have our special guest, Jaimy Jean-Noel. So how are you today?
Doing great. Doing great. You?
I'm great. I'm great. So one question we like to ask our guests is to what can you tell us about you?
Ah, man. Well, my name is Jaimy Jean-Noel. Um, right now, I'm currently a life sciences apprenticeship program manager for a biotech company, in Cambridge.
Wow.
I'm new to the industry. I started around March. Before that, I spent a long time in like higher education, college access,
Hmm.
helping students. Yeah, like my helping students like myself, navigate high school and college, helping them access resources that they don't know about or that the other helping them just with that whole process.
Yeah.
Um, I saw myself in a lot of the students that I served because I'm first gen Haitian American, didn't know
Wow.
what I was doing. So a lot of what I learned, I helped the students with.
Yo, you
Yeah.
just said a key word here. We didn't know what we were doing, like especially the first generation. So, can you tell us why? What did you feel? How did you get through? So, what was the process in terms of coming up and choosing your paths, high school, college? Can you tell us what was it like?
Honestly, a lot of it was just I just always tried anything. I would talk to anybody. I would go in any room, literally talk to anyone and be like, "What are y'all doing here? Well, what is this about?" So I made a lot of connections and I learned about a lot of different things. At one point, like when I first started college, I did the community college pipeline. So I started at community
Okay.
college, transferred there. I tried out nursing, did all my prereqs, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this just because I'm Haitian. And then I was like, let's try being an X-ray tech.
I know. I
And
know.
then, yep,
You
yeah.
you went to the whole Haitian list. Nursing, X-ray tech. What else did you try?
I was a CNA.
Okay. All right.
That's another one.
Yes.
um, but it is not. My parents did not pressure me. They
Okay.
were just like, be happy, do what you want to do. They just supported me, so that was good. But I just tried different things, and
Okay.
then so my journey was a lot of just trying things because I'm not one of those people where it's like since I was young I wanted to be this. Like no, so
Well,
yeah, the thing about me is I have a lot of different skills and interests, so it's like a bunch of everything that I like. One second I want to do this, one second I want to do that. So it's hard to like put all that together. So
So let's go with your upbringing. So can you take us to that journey So were you born here, or were you born in Haiti and then come here, or was it?
So I was born here. Like a lot of people don't know this. I was born in Massachusetts, but I'm from Brooklyn. I spent like 2 seconds in Massachusetts. But so I was raised in Brooklyn, Canarsie to be exact.
Okay.
Um, I'm an only child, so it was just me, my mom, and my dad. So I'm first gen. So both my parents immigrated from Haiti. They're from Port-au-Prince. They're from Carrefour.
Okay.
And yeah, and then I just was raised typical Haitian, l'église la caille l'école,
Whoa.
and that means school, home, church.
Church, man.
Yeah,
Me,
um
guy, nothing else, right?
no, especially because I grew up in the hood. So I
Yeah.
think my mom also, I grew up in the project. So
Okay.
they just kind of kept me pretty sheltered. I was outside sometimes,
Yeah.
to my neighbors. But like that was growing up. My father worked a lot because, of course, you trying to make a way. You're the first one out of, from Haiti. So he worked really hard. So he
Yeah.
was typically just away working. My mother, I spent a lot of time with her. She instilled a lot of, she wasn't just religious, like she was how people nowadays say spiritual. She
Mutual.
had the true relationship with God, and she
Okay.
taught me that, and she taught me like basically what it really means to love. It was great. um yeah, that was my time. And when I was around 15, I moved to Massachusetts with my mother.
Mm.
I think because I had family here, and I think she wanted a better kind of like environment for myself. I think I would have been fine, but a lot of the noise was removed once I moved here, and I could really just focus.
What was the transition like?
It wasn't bad because I was always in Massachusetts anyways, visiting
Yeah.
family.
Okay.
So I knew about it, but obviously it's different, going to school. There was one point I'll never forget. I'm sitting in my science class, and I'm the only Black person in there.
Mm.
And they're just so like intrigued. Oh, you from Brooklyn? Oh my gosh. Like it was just all of that.
Wow. No,
Yeah.
that's thank you for sharing, because I feel like this is what people like to hear in terms of, and I think people will relate to your experience. Where me, I went to be a locksmith. I'm a locksmith, but in my class I was the only Haitian, and actually Black American, Black Haitian. So that was me. And did you feel like you had you ever experienced an imposter syndrome, like feeling like you were not?
Oh man. All the time. All the time, especially the industry that I was in and that I am in now, even more so now because I'm in the life sciences. It's biotech. It's dominated by white people.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think over the years, having good people around me, like my mentor, she would just throw me out into the water and just let me just develop and grow. It took years of just putting myself out there and just doing things while I was scared anyways, and developing, I guess, that confidence in myself, and having people around me, and also telling myself, you know what, you are worthy of these opportunities. You are smart, you're intelligent. Don't think that you're not. Up until where I'm at now, it's not as diverse, but they're working on it. And I tell them all the time, I came here because it's a really great opportunity, but other people who haven't worked as hard on themselves like I have may not be as comfortable, yeah, it just takes a lot of inner work, and you need people around you helping reassure.
Yeah, definitely. So let's go quickly on your favorite childhood memory. Can you share with us your favorite childhood memory?
You know what? I like, people who know me, They're like, Jaimy, you're always so lit. I like I like to have a good time with people. Like it could be anything, just as long as I'm outside of my house.
Okay.
So I remember being in Brooklyn. So Canarsie is pretty close to for any of my people who are from New York, it's close to the Belt Parkway. And whenever my dad was available, we would go to Queens, go to the mall, go to the flea market. I
Yeah.
love that. Like being in the car, like
Going out,
just
yeah.
road tripping. Yeah, I love that. And I just loved memories of my mother, because she has since passed away, but just like I loved
Sorry
those
to hear that.
times. Thank you.
So now this is a good opportunity, and I think hearing what you're saying, because you said you were mostly in higher education and then now you transition to a new job.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us what make you change?
Yeah. So yeah, I just recently got my master's in
Congratulations.
thank you, in March. And before I even finished, like last December, I was like, that's just the kind of person I am. I was like, okay, I need to start looking at things now to see what job do I want to transition into. And I told myself, you know what, I'm not liking higher education. I'm not liking college access anymore. I want something different. And I just talked to my network, my mentors, and one conversation led to another, and then I ended up here. One specific mentor, she was like, you know what, Jaimy, I see science in you, because I have my associate's degree was in science and stuff.
Yeah.
So she connected me to someone in the science like field, and from there it kind of just took off.
So how was your confident level? Because I know sometimes we don't go out our comfort zone, right? And some people don't strive to do that. So how was it for you to quickly say, "Oh, that's a new best thing now. This is what I'm doing, and I need to apply all my skill to be successful."
I think you could fake it till you make it. Like I said, I've worked on myself a little bit, a lot. So by this point, I'm not thinking like I can't do this. That's not an option. And and my mindset is I'm gonna try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm gonna put my best foot forward, regardless. And I have confidence in my skills and what I can do and what I bring to the table. So I wasn't like, I was a little afraid, but I was like, it's happening anyways. Let's just try it. That's just a lot of people don't like that. They don't like change. They don't like trying things, but I love it. So
I think that's suit you better in terms of accepting new opportunity and then thriving it. So let's go to your professional development, and you said in high school you didn't really have a dream job, but was anything appealing to you in terms of type of career you saw yourself, but even you didn't really like it, but you kind of inspired to do or was thinking about it?
Yeah. I always, so because I couldn't really pinpoint a job that I liked, I told myself, you know what, Jaimy, maybe it's to be an entrepreneur or something. Where I could have be my own boss. I like to do my own thing, and I'm pretty efficient. So for the longest, still kind of, when I was younger, leaving high school, I was just trying really hard to build a business and like seek out resources about entrepreneurship. Whether that should I do e-commerce, should I do this? That's what I really, really was interested in. I still am. Like, I want to, in the future, I don't want just my job. I want several things going for myself. When I think about building for, especially like my future family, several things, not just that one job where you wait till you're 67, because I guess retirement age is 67 now.
Okay.
So retire and enjoy life. At 67, I can't even get on a boat. I won't be able to get on that boat that I want to get on. Like, you got to enjoy it now. So
That's fascinating because a lot of people are talking about, like, don't waste your time, take the opportunity, go with the flow, because life is short and you gotta enjoy yourself. But what happened to you embracing this now concept in terms of putting yourself first or focus on yourself? When did you
like,
get to that
what led to that?
Yeah.
Like I mentioned before, my mom, she passed away in 2019.
Okay.
And so after that, that put so many things into perspective. Mainly like who's there for you and who's not there for you. And at the end of the day, you really have to take care of yourself, and work on yourself, because at the end of the day, you all you got. And I just spent a lot of like time still now just in introspection and just working with God and just trying to put for myself. So that's kind of what started that whole journey. Yeah.
Wow. But and we liked to talk about it because I feel like there's a transition in terms of accepting who you are, embracing your calling. So are you in that point yet, or are you still in the process? Where are you? Can you give us a gauge?
Yeah, so I feel like right now I'm at a point where, and I was so excited when I looked at, I did my research of the podcast and I saw it was so faith centered, and I was like, yeah, that's what I was going to talk about anyways. Just like I'm at a point now where it's a lot of, I'm telling God, you know what, do your thing, do what you need to do within me, restoration and things like that. Because a lot of times, a lot of us, that especially me up until now, is like we want to go, we want to plan, we want to do all these things, and it's just like, no, sometimes you have to sit back and like kind of just, you can just be. And that doesn't mean you're not doing nothing. You're growing, you're learning, you sitting still trying to listen for God, so that's where I'm at now. And I still have my moments where I'm like, you know what, maybe I should do this and I should build this and I should start this. And my friends, they're like, stop it.
Wow.
So that's where I'm at, and I'm just waiting to just go on God's time, what his will is for me. Like, I don't want to do all the planning and stuff, and it gets stressful, especially when you're like, it's not working out. And I got to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm just let God do what he need to do. Yeah.
You're right, and I'm glad you said it, because this tap into exactly what the process should look like. So how is it working out for you so far?
It is like, I'm gonna be honest, it is so scary just sitting, you want to be in control. I especially for me, I'm like, I need to have something else going for me. I need to do something else, all the time. And I have to keep telling myself, like, Jaimy, it's okay for you to just sit. It's okay. So it's scary.
Yeah, and you're right. So I see you are a project manager.
So that was my minor. So I studied organizational leadership and my minor was project management. I saw that you are a project manager, right?
We are project managers. So yes, I can see the trait where you like to do a lot of things, and I think I'm the same too. Yeah, and you kind of help me because I'm an instructor, so I have like 3 months off. And then I'm trying to get busy, and then I was telling my wife, just relax, because it's not you out of job. You still have a job.
Right.
You have a break. Now it's time to recover, like we too say, oh, what's the next thing? So
yep.
But you can help me now quickly. So let's go with what one piece of advice you will give to somebody who's starting their career right now?
Oh man. I would tell them, okay, one piece of advice. Okay. um Trust in yourself.
Mm,
Trust in who you are, who God told you are, because you've got something to bring to the table. There's
yes.
you have your special anointing, whatever it is. It never discredit that, and always remember that. Even when you because you'll come across people who are just not the greatest. That
Yeah.
doesn't matter. You are who you are. Always. It's not gonna change.
Wow. And I think you're very direct in that answer, because this is exactly what people are saying in terms of advice. Be confident, be
Yeah.
confident. But you said a keyword, do be what God say you are. How do you do
Yeah.
that? Because some people, they don't listen and they can't realize, or they can't get to the point where they are embracing the calling. So can you kind of share if you have a similar situation where, like, what was your process in terms of, okay, this is what happened. I think you just mentioned your past
Mhm.
of your mother that kind of give you realizing, okay, you alone, and then you need to focus on your faith. But can you go deeper into more, okay, what's the process really look like?
You know what? I'm still like in the process.
Okay.
I feel like, but the number one thing is God's word. If you feel like He hasn't told you yet, His word is His word, and He has promises in there of who we are.
Yeah.
And that's true. It just is,
Mm,
so that whenever you're like, I don't know, well, He said it here in the Bible, we are more than conquerors, things like, just things like that. um and in the days where you don't feel like it, you just remind yourself in that way. And that's just with anything. Sometimes you have the low times, but you have to keep just telling yourself, eventually that stuff, it it does something good inside of you. It don't feel like it, but it eventually. um yeah.
would you say you have a good support system among friends or family?
So I do, like, it's very small. But and that's fine. Sometimes a lot of people, you feel like, especially with social media nowadays, you feel like you need to have like this big entourage. Sometimes I be looking, I'm like, how did all of y'all plan this trip to like Mexico? Do you know all of them?
Wow.
um but sometimes it's just that few people, amount of people that go the hardest for you. um and ooh, I kind of lost my thought,
You know,
but yeah.
what you're saying is sometimes you just need just one,
Yep.
one person, because that's enough for you. You don't need to. I think in the Bible, I know in French, I don't know if you speak French, but it says celui qui a beaucoup d'amis les a pour son malheur. Like, if you have a lot of friends, you those are like trouble, because a lot of people around you, everybody have different opinions, so
Yep.
everybody have a different expectation. But if you have one and then you connect to that person,
Yep.
that's the easiest like task.
Yes. No. Yeah. Definitely. And even, like, sometimes I'm like, I feel like there should be more people, and I'm like, nah, Jimmy, like, you're good. Like, a few good, solid people is great. And like you said, sometimes it's just that one person, and that's all you need. Um, and of
Yeah.
course, God.
No, definitely, God is the ultimate one. So if you had a chance to describe your friend without saying their name, or somebody who's very important for you, and then you're not gonna say their name, and then you are describing that person, what would you say?
Hmm. She'll probably watch this afterwards and laugh, but She is confident. Um, she is. She's really she's confident in herself, and she's just a great person who I can go to get that good reassurance. Like if I need a Bible verse, she can give me a Bible verse. If we just need to laugh, we can laugh. Like we're on the same level and we can vibe pretty well. And she is also we're on the same level of what we want in life. We want more for ourselves. We don't want just the mediocre. We want to strive for bigger than we've ever imagined. So we can talk about building, we can talk about what we want for our careers and our futures like all day. Yeah.
Have you ever a chance? Did you ever have a chance to tell her that?
Sometimes.
Sure.
Not often.
Or you appreciate her. The reason I'm doing this is because I feel like I was reading an article and I'm trying to get it back so I can read it more. But they said cultivate a relationship. There's like 7 steps in terms of you have to work on that. You have to be kind. You have to sometimes if the person doesn't call us, we don't call that person. But we have to always tell that person how appreciative you are of them, you know. So it's like your chance now to tell her. Maybe later, give her a call, say, "Oh, I appreciate you," because I feel like we are losing that sense of connectivity, and we're not recognizing the true best friend among us.
Yeah, definitely, and I feel like a lot of times we reserve expressing these kind of things to like romantic relationships, when our friendships and other type of relationships are just as important and they're just as intimate, just in a different way, so we put a lot of effort into our boyfriends or our girlfriends or whatever, but not like our friends, when you should literally date. Like with her, I was like, I want to go on a date with you for Valentine's Day. We're going to do Galentine's Day. And she was like, wow, I never did this before. And we did,
No, makes sense. So, like I said, the way I feel people need to appreciate each other, it will be different for everybody. So me, I'm in the process that I realize my wife is my best friend. So I told her everything, but it's hard to find a good friend.
Yes.
And somebody who really put positive, because there are sometimes you're going through something and you need that voice.
Yeah.
And you need that person to get you back. So let's go in your professional career now. So who has been your most important professional mentor?
Oh man, I have one mentor. He's amazing. I met him at like one of my first jobs out of college. We were coworkers, and ever since then, like we've just remained connected.
Yes.
Oh, did I just like shout people out? I'll probably send this to him too. But his name is Karsten Cash. He's been great. He's a mentor, but like I can literally talk to him like a friend.
Okay.
So, like he just gets it, and he believes in me. He's like, you're so talented, you're intelligent, like you've got this. My other mentor, when I first started in college, Access, Colleen Coffee, she is the one that's like, go for this, or she doesn't even tell. She's like, you're gonna go for this, so here's the thing, here's the job, apply. Like she'll do that. Throw me out to in my career, just throw me in there. and she knew I wouldn't sink, maybe just a little bit, but then like I would find my way. Those are like some major people. And my mother was like great in that she always was like a solid she was solid, like a solid foundation.
Yeah.
And I could go to her for like she was like this oracle.
Your
And
touchstone, you know? Like,
yes, and even now, I still think, I'm like, okay, well, what would she have done in this situation? What would she have told me? What would she
yeah.
have, yeah.
So, which of your accomplishment are you the proudest?
My master's,
Mm. Why?
it was so hard. Oh my gosh. It
Come
was
on.
so hard. People tell you, oh, it's gonna be hard. And you're like, okay, until you're in it. I did it. So I was in this organization called AmeriCorps. And
What?
yeah.
You know, funny. I just had we had a guest. Her name is Christina. She was America fellow. Is that the way they call it? America.
Yes.
Yeah. So she was talking about it. Yeah. Go ahead.
Is it Christina? Probably. That's probably my friend. I probably know who you talk about. But yes, I was a fellow, and through the program, I was able to take classes at Northeastern University because it was within Northeastern University, and I'm like, yeah, like I'm gonna take advantage of that. That's like an example of one of the things as like first gen. I'm black. It's harder. So when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I'm going to take advantage of it. But it was hard because for AmeriCorps, you have to work full time. You're doing service work, which is really hard. And I decided to do my classes full time because I don't want the loans. I'm going to take full advantage of them, being able to pay for my classes. So,
Yeah.
and I did this I started in 2020. So it was pandemic. It was hard.
I just look in your profile on LinkedIn. She's friend with you.
It is Christina. Okay, I know who. Yeah, she's great. She's great.
So we just had her. She's very, very, very passionate. She really give us a great episode, which you doing too. And I feel like you guys are connected in terms of like having like a same background, Haitian, and then doing the same thing, but not the same thing but helping people. That was the main thing for her. So you said you didn't have a dream job, but what is the most important lesson you have learned over your career?
Let's see. Definitely have conversations. Don't be too good to speak to anyone, or don't be too shy to speak to anyone. Just talk to them. If it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Keep talking to people. That, because a lot of where most of the opportunities in my life has come from a conversation led to another conversation, which I feel like is the best way, because in that way people can vouch for you because they know you. With this current job, that's how it happened. One of my mentors was like, talk to this person, and I talked to them, and he was like, I know her, so I know you're good. So definitely that. Don't be afraid to knock down doors. When I was in college, I talked to anyone and everyone. I advocated for myself, even when it felt uncomfortable. I still asked the questions. There are a lot of things that I figured that I was able to take advantage of just because I asked.
So, and I'm reading your article or your post. One of your toughest journey I've been on, but so worth it. Your master's in science. But why did you decide to go for a minor in project management?
So because at first it was my major, because it literally fits who I am as a person, which I'm pretty sure, like you said, we got the same kind of it just makes sense. I like to organize things. I like to make things go. a certain way. Then
Yeah.
I started getting into it, and I was like, I don't want to like have this be my overall thing, because like I said, I'm good at a lot of different things. I like to keep my options open. There's no one thing that, I want to do. So I kind of switched it and did the leadership
Yeah.
and kept it as a minor. It just made sense for who I was, like, and what my skills were. Yeah.
Okay. But so let's quickly go on a different path, because I feel like as a professional we don't think about it, and it's important, our confidence level. And I think you tap into it a little bit. But what's your mindset when you are entering a new opportunity? Do you think about failure? I know you might be scared. I'm just guessing. You might be scared. Some people like it, but if you're scared, like, so tell us, what was it for you in terms of entering a
Well,
new opportunity and then you kind of succeed?
I is a there's like a couple of different things that I'll do. I'll like reach out to my network,
Mm,
and basically just they'll give me reassurance. They're like, you got it, like, because we can be super confident in ourselves,
yeah.
and we still need someone to tell us, you know um just even more so I do that a lot. And I pray a lot, and I just kind of keep telling myself, like, you got this. if you know if God is for you, who can be against you, that
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah.
And also I always bring my best, like, self. Like,
Mm,
it can be I don't know, like, I always make sure I feel good. So I make sure, like, I like my hair and I like my outfit. You look good, you feel good. um Combination of all of those things help me to just kind of like get rid of the
yeah.
jitters, and I try really hard to not even utter failure. I don't even think of what if.
Mm,
No, what if it goes absolutely well? It will go well.
it will go. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
It could be like, if you keep a positive mind, it will make fruit and help you out. So let's go quickly on our break with Dacius Facility Management. We'll be back.
What comes before making a smart decision? Choices. A smart choice is the best option, which is who we are. That's why our clients expect more from us and, in return, get more in everything we do. We understand the problem. That's why we thrive for excellence. We don't just create a winning culture. We aspire to be a smart choice, a voice for solutions. We believe in integrity, professionalism, and teamwork. Our passion is to bring results from our clients by working harder, smarter, and faster. As a team, we always deliver because we recognize your needs. Choosing smart influences us to be the best version of ourselves. That makes us different than other companies. It makes us confident in achieving our goals. It makes us who we are. And it makes us DFM, the smart choice.
Hey, this is Eddy Dacius. We're back with Divine Purpose Podcast. We have a special guest, Jaimy Jean-Noel. She's here with us. She did a great job talking about her career, her passion, her upbringing. So we have her for more questions. But before we go, we would like to ask her one more question before we go to hot topic. So the question is, did you ever experience where one time you feel like, oh, this is it, you wanna throw in the towel, and then you had like a wake-up call and something came to your mind, or somebody speak to you, or you read something and that kind of revive your mind and then say, okay, I have to keep going? You ever experienced something like that?
I feel like I'm kind of in that now, or more so when I was in school. Um, there are points where I'm just like, I don't feel like doing this
Yeah.
but I think for me, even though I'm feeling that, there's also a part of me that's like, there's no other option, Jaimy. There's no other option. I'm the type of person where I don't ever, for me personally, I don't ever want to give up. It's just not in me to do that.
Yeah.
You know, so I may be like, oh man, I don't want to, but then I'm like, you just have to. You know, I think about especially like every morning I wake up, I pray, and I'm like, I am alive and I have breath in my lungs. That's for a reason. So I'm gonna do what I need to do, with what I've got, what I was given today.
So do you have like a morning ritual, things you do every morning? It might be prayer, it might be things you read to kind of keep your like your mind sharp during the day.
Yeah, I pray every day, pray in the mornings. I do make it so that the first thing I consume in the morning is just my time with God, and I'll pray, or I'll listen to I follow this prayer thing on YouTube, and I'll listen to that, and it puts everything into perspective. If I have time, I'll read the Bible, and that just helps put my head in the game. If it's a morning where I also go to the gym, or I'll run, I'm listening to music, but there's a point towards the end of the run, usually I'll just turn my music off and I'll just have no sound. I'm just me, and I just give myself a lot of time to tap into myself, and just because you get sucked in and the day gets crazy, and so just giving myself time.
A lot going on. All right, so let's go with a hot topic. All right, hot topic. This is a fun segment where we talk about important topic, question related to your career, question our audience would like to, or probably would like to ask you, or question that's taboo. So now my question is, have you ever heard the term generation curse?
Yes, yeah.
What can you tell us about it?
Well, to my understanding, it's things that like your grandparents, your great-great-grandparents, your ancestors before you, I don't know, like they've done that still has a hold on you negatively now. And the themes continue throughout your family. Like, for example, if it's alcoholism, like, oh, my family, they deal with alcoholism. That's that can be a generational thing.
So it's like a legal. So things will keep going, recurring event, and then it happened to this person, it will happen to that person. But have you ever know anybody experience it, or you personally, or no?
I feel like yeah, I think when I think about like my own family, sure, and I've heard other people talk about it. I think so, yeah.
So the reason I ask this question, because, and according to what I'm seeing, you have the Haiti map in your chest, and that means you put in some like love for Haiti. Do you think Haiti is experiencing a generational curse?
Ah, man, yada. It's the $1 million question. I don't.
Pick free. Like I said, I'm just picking your mind. There's no right answer. Just your opinion.
Maybe. Maybe. I feel like.
Okay, so all right, let me put it this way. What do you feel for Haiti now?
Haiti does its best. No, Haiti is we're such a strong people. We're so passionate.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. yeah, we're so passionate. And I think sometimes, and also I think like there's just some people that just be against you,
Yeah.
um, and that goes into play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll switch it. I'll switch it to another question, and mostly related to a career. I feel like there's a trend where women get more into tech, biotech. But do you think Haitian should look into that? And what would you tell them?
Yeah, definitely. This, like life sciences, biotech is so big, and it's growing, and it's always going to grow. There's always going to be a need for it, and there's so many different ways you can get into it. And I think if you're trying to get into it, just try it, just do it. The opportunities are endless, and it's so interesting too. And I think when you do try to find your people once you get in, like it's a little tough because it they're working on diversity. It just ain't that diverse yet. But find your people, but always remember to like the good people. Sometimes, just to be honest, I've always heard the saying, not all skin folk is kin folk. Just have discernment with that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I
have been to a Haitian show comedy lately.
and they said that Haitian in Boston are bougie. Do you agree on that?
Somebody called me bougie because I love Lumbee. I'm like, well, yeah. So, well, I don't think I am, but some people, you know what? I've heard that they'll say Haitians from Boston are bougie, but if I've been told, like, from where my family is at, it doesn't even begin to be on the level of the folks that come from this country in this city in Haiti, and I'm the type of person where it's like it is what it is. I'm my authentic self.
Okay.
And no, I don't speak French, but I speak Haitian Creole, and
So, how is your Creole?
I think it's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
So if you say you think it's pretty good, it might be good, but I don't know. So
I just yeah.
do you ever get to a situation where like you come to a place and you identify Haitian like on the spot?
For the most part, all the time.
Said that they see the H in the forehead.
It's there. People say I look Haitian, so I'm like, all right, whatever that is.
I think my name give me away. So like I said, I never wanted to not represent, but so I see some people telling you, oh no, I'm not Haitian. Do you ever have that? Like you try to talk to somebody and they pretending they are not Haitian or they don't understand you?
No, never. It's interesting, for me though, I don't come across a lot of Haitians, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
For example, like I was connected to Christina, and she just happened to be Haitian as well. Okay. So, but I've never met somebody who is like, I'm not Haitian. It's just more so like you say, it's the bouginess sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So do you watch? So let's go into Haiti because this is the topic now. So have you ever visited Haiti or you been in Haiti?
No, and some people say, oh, well, you're not Haitian because you've never been. Well, I think my mother was afraid of flying. She never told me, but I think that's why she never really went back after she emigrated too. So I just never been.
But do you have the desire to go or no?
I do, but as you know, it's too hot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right.
It's
Definitely.
way too hot.
So
Yeah.
let's go into what are the books you will recommend our audience and why?
Oh man. I always tell people they need to read the autobiography of Malcolm X. It's such a
Oh,
good.
that's good.
It's a good one. Um, yeah, that's a good one. There's another book called. It's a series. It's 3. It's
Okay.
called All About Love series by Bell Hooks.
Okay.
And it goes into just what love is and how to really truly understand it for yourself. I think it's so good, so good.
And movies. Are you into movies?
When I have the attention span.
So what's your favorite spare time? What do you do in your favorite in your spare time? What do you do? Always, let's say you no work, you relax, vacation. What people will just find you doing?
So many different things. So again, like I'm one of those people. I'm always do a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Right now, you can find me somewhere in the city doing brunch or rooftop or going out on the town like in the evening or something.
Mhm.
But if I'm home, I like to game. I like to play like I'm not gonna say what the game is. Some people will call me really a nerd for it. But
Come on, like I'm into video game too, so I don't know if
I
you
love video games. I think my father didn't know how to have a girl, so he just gave me boy stuff.
really.
And so, yeah, I had all the stations. I had the PlayStation. I had the Sega.
What?
I had the Nintendo. I had.
That's a good thing. Some people will really like to hear this, and I feel like that's who you are. And like me, you know what I started to do? I started to collecting Game Boy Advance, the
that's
original
nice.
Game Boy. Like I had the PSPs,
I still have my PSP.
I have
Yeah.
the Switch, and then I did, I create like a wall display with all the
Nice.
games in there. So,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to. I have a Switch. I don't really play video game, but
Yeah.
those are the things I like.
Same. I don't play often. I just because adulting, adult life. But I do love video games. I love playing like RPG games, role
Really?
playing.
Oh, you play soccer? No. Oh,
I don't do the Maddens. I don't do the
EA Sports.
NBA
No.
2K. No.
What's the niche? What do you like? Is it
I
sports?
like not sports. Like I love
Action?
GTA. Yeah, and I like Call of Duty, those kind of games. There's like
Ooh.
this game called Detroit Become Human. I like kind of like those simulation games like that too.
So, would we find you in a GameStop buying?
Yes.
I think that's fun. I think some people will definitely check you out on your social media, knowing that.
Yeah. And so the game I play most right now is Sims on my computer, and I like mod my game and stuff like that. So that's what I play more often right now.
Wow, I wouldn't guess that, and this is very, very great thing I heard, and I'm glad I asked a question. So, is there a question you wish I asked you today?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't think no.
Okay.
I'm always open.
No, like a question I didn't ask you. You wish I asked you.
No.
So I'll take it because it's like I did a good job and I really asked you the question you wanted to hear. You had answers for us. So let's say you had like they're organizing a big event for you and they give you 5 tickets of people who influenced your life. Who would be your guest?
Okay. It'll be my friend Shalom.
Mm-hmm. That's
That's when it'll be my mentor Karsten.
you.
Oh my gosh. Um,
Oh, I should have picked this. You having like a video game, a gamer headset, you know?
no, actually, no, I'm not that deep into it. This is for work. I asked them.
I thought it was.
I don't stream or nothing,
Oh,
but
really? Okay, all right.
I don't play online. It's too intense.
Too intense. So you said two. You have your friend, and then you have your mentor. Well, you have three more tickets to
My
go.
cousin probably, Francesca. That's three.
Mm-hmm.
I need like two more people. When I tell you my circle's small, it's real small. I would say I don't know nobody. People be like, "Yes, you do, Jaimy." I'm like, "No, I don't." Oh man, my other friend, I guess, Lays. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. Who else would I invite? There's four.
I won't get you in trouble. So everybody else, you
Yeah, let's go.
yes, no, it's open. It's a free event. Everybody can come, right? But
Everybody.
definitely. So, Jamie, I really appreciate this conversation because, like, I feel like I'm learning who you are, and I learned something I didn't know. I wouldn't take you for a gamer at all, and I think that's great. And because I think I'm into sports. I only play like FIFA and basketball, so I don't play any action, nothing. You're not gonna find me Call of Duty.
Oh, I love it.
I tried to play Sniper, Sniper
Nice.
Elite.
I've never played that, but I feel like I would like it.
It's a good, but that's it for me. But other than that, it's mostly about sports. But last word for you, Jamie. Last
Oh
word.
man. Trust in God, that's everything. If you're confused, if you're lost, if you're this, if you're that, just always go back to God, the word. And it everything will be okay.
Yeah.
Just fine.
Wow, thank you. So this is Eddy Dacius with Divine Purpose Podcast. We had Jaimy Jean-Noel with us today, and we heard about her journey and her passion, secret things she likes, and I think people are gonna really like to hear that she into gaming a little bit. Not extreme, but she have some time for game, and she's collecting. Right? Do you have the PS5 now?
I don't, but I'm working on it. Team PlayStation, no Xbox over here.
No Xbox. Definitely, but we had a great time, and I think this is Divine Purpose Podcast with Jaimy Jean-Noel, and this is your boy Eddy Dacius. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.